Looks like we've had some good news for foldables this year, but we just got some not so good news. Shout out to Android Authority for the latest and greatest news, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. The US foldable phones just took a turn for the worst. It looks like there is no foreseeable future for the Oneplus Open 2. The Oneplus Open 1 or Oneplus Open was a great phone. It was kind of like one of the only phones that we had besides Samsung at the time that was available for sale in the US, and they were really good, especially on the software side of things. They were very innovative. I did prefer the smaller passport design that they did, and ultimately that's what Google ended up following with their Pixel Fold. And then after that, we didn't really hear much about the OnePlus Open. We did get a special edition version of the OnePlus Open, which was red. And you know, ever since then, it was been in hiatus. We didn't know if OnePlus was going to come back. We kind of had an idea that they were. It's just not the right time. They did postpone the launch of the 2 and said, hey, we're going to focus on other things right now where it matters, because the foldable space is just not that competitive, which was ironic because it was only Samsung at the time, at least in the US market. But yeah, later down the road, we didn't hear much from them, and then now we're getting this news right now. So when OnePlus delayed the OnePlus Open 2 last February and squashed any chance of a 2025 release, all hope was lost. Between the looks and the leaks and all of that, we had a debut in 2026. However, Barr's report has crushed that hope. Not only is the OnePlus 2 seemingly not launching in 2026, but it appears that this phone will never launch at this point. Given what we know about the OnePlus 2 and how the 2026 foldable market is unfolding, this is very devastating news. So yeah, that's very unfortunate, especially since we have a new contender in the space, of it being Motorola. Maybe that's what cemented OnePlus into just not touching that water, because now you got the big three, right? We got Google, we got Samsung, and we got Motorola. If things fruitions come true, it looks like Apple would be in that space as well. And with OnePlus, with their size in the US and with their margin of consumers in the US, I just think maybe it wasn't realistic for them. Just going back to the OnePlus 15, this was a huge problem for them. I mean, the phone came out nearly, a month or two after the actual release due to, was it tariffs or was it not? It was something. I think something was down. The government was down, and ultimately OnePlus wasn't able to get certification on their OnePlus 15, and it created a whole problem. And in order to get the phone, you had to go onto OnePlus website, and it was a whole mess. It was ridiculous. I know, because I'm the one who bought one, and took forever. Great phone. They're great for what they are, but I think with OnePlus seeing the competition in the market that already have the majority of US consumers, I think with OnePlus seeing Motorola jump in, especially because that's kind of like a side by side with the new Signature series. It's pretty much like a direct threat to what the OnePlus 15 is, and if there was a foldable, I think it would be a direct threat to that as well. And then obviously Samsung and Apple and Google being in the space as well does not make it any easier. So the profit margin is very low for OnePlus. It probably just wasn't realistic. Unfortunately, maybe there's still hope down the road, but as for 2026, I think we can go ahead and just clear that slate. Like, I don't think we're getting anything regarding OnePlus Open 2, and it's very unfortunate news. But I mean, if you look at it from a business perspective, I think it does make sense. It's, like I said, very unfortunate. I was looking forward to a OnePlus Open 2. Would I have personally purchased it and used it as my personal phone? Probably not, being honest with you. I do love like Material U and everything Google's doing with Android. And I do like the Samsung trifold. I guess that, speaking of that, the trifold, you know, now that all the folds are coming, now we also have trifolds. And No one's going to be able to compete with that besides Huawei, and Huawei is not even in the US. So that probably has a reason to play with it as well. It's just not realistic for OnePlus to make an entire folding device and sending it overseas. I think that's ultimately how the cookie crumbles. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you did have the opportunity to get a OnePlus Open 2, would you have bought one? Would you have waited? If it had the newest Snapdragon and it had OnePlus Oxygen OS, unfortunately, not very much of an Oxygen OS it used to be. That probably has a play in while all this is happening as well. Nevertheless, it's not looking good for OnePlus in the States, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.